Again, welcome back to the Alexandrian Codex. I'm Alex. This is the Star Trek New Horizons mod for Stellaris. We are playing as the United Federation of Planets. Recently forced our ideology onto the Cardassian Empire, now the Cardassian Union, which broke their coalition with the Tholian Assembly. The Cardassians are still at war with the Zenkethi Coalition and the Breen Confederacy up here. The Zenkethi don't love us because we have claims on them. When they say we, it means the Valerians have claims on them, and a lot of them, I suppose. Wow. Oh, right, I never actually liberated Volchok. So, there's no telling. The Breen have had a long time to build up their fleets. So it may well be that the Breen just run all over the place and give the Cardassians a hard time. How the fuck am I bordering the Dominion? This counts as bordering the Dominion? Nah, that can't be true. Is that true? What? Oh, because the Talaxians wanted to be our protectorate and I said yes. Bachman is still technically owned by the Dominion, so the Dominion, because Vexel is totally free. How? How is Vexel not? Okay. Oh, you're just abducting Pops. Okay, yeah. You are technically my neighbor. You want to be my protectorate? You'd actually be into it if you weren't at war. Oh god, how the mighty have fallen. Well, how the mighty have never really gotten that mighty in the first place, to be fair. Alright, we're grabbing Julian. Might as well grab that. Our fleets are moving back to Jupiter stations for some very well-deserved R&R. 6th Fleet. The Venture 16 has survived. Even though it got beaten up and forced to retreat in one of the first fights of the war, it just kept on retreating and dodging, retreating and dodging. Hell of a crew, they're halfway up to their next rank, one of the most experienced ships in the fleet. The only thing that might be more experienced than that is the Defiant, as in like just the Defiant, if I can find it here. Your experience level is about the same, actually. Well, how about that? Now I think I'm paranoid, so I believe that the AI fucked around with the power situation here, but I'm not. Oh, you know, it didn't. We just got newer shields. These new shields have more strict power demands, so... Oh, I put in the wrong kind of power. So that means for a couple of these, I'm going to have to switch out the Pergium reactors for advanced fusion reactors, thus decreasing our overall damage slightly. We just finished the tech. I'll pause this. Still no future stuff, but we have subatomic temporal disruptors. These have an average damage of 19.414. The power drain is 50 higher than what we're using. Jesus Christ. The accuracy is better than what we're using, which is very important to me. The cooldown is significantly worse. The range is double. Holy fuck, that's amazing. And 100% shield damage, 125% armor damage versus 25, 25, 100. Subatomic temporal disruptors are what I want for this ship. But I can't do that unless I'm willing to switch out at least one of these Higgs inertial dampers for power. And that would drop, well, you're seeing it, our evasion significantly. So I'm gonna say no. We're gonna have to stick with the phaser cannons for now. Hopefully we can get a better power generator. Why not half and half? It's... Yeah, it's... I guess that is close enough, yeah. And you're talking half and half on here or on here. We just... I could put in one more. Which is still significant, but... I'd really like to wait until I can just put all of them in. This advanced fusion generator is incredibly out of date. We should have better fusion tech on the way soon. So we'll just upgrade some of the things. Better shields. Doesn't hurt. Damage output drops. This would drop my damage output, actually, as far as the game is concerned. So the fleet strength calculated off of this would probably be lower. I don't love that. I could only plop down one more. Nah, not worth it yet. It will be worth it. I'm very interested in fielding those, but not yet. Yeah, they work against different defenses, and generally it's a good idea to diversify your weapons. You are not wrong. None of you are power, are you? Shield path, static warp, energy weapons. No? Okay, I guess triaxulating extendable shields is what we'll go for next. We're making our shields better, in any case, in exchange for some slightly reduced overall damage, which is fine. Better survivability is great. I mean, the record shows that these are very high survivability ships. Even if that's not their role, they do an excellent job of dodging, and their shields are not slouches either. Are we colonizing this? Okay, so I wasn't colonizing this, but we inherited pops that can colonize pelagic worlds. They're not exactly what I'd be excited about. They're proto-Vorta. But yeah, let's give the Vorta a new homeworld, because their old one's gone. Yep, sure. Omicron, Theta Prime. That's all you, little guys. Hey, Cardassians.
We are ready.
Jesus, you love me, because I'm your I'm your liberator. Yeah, you could call it that. Just go win.
We are
Cardassians,
ready.
go win that war. Just
We
in
are ready.
case you're not sure what I meant by go win the war. I meant go win the war.
We are ready.
If I just gave you 30,000 energy and 30,000 minerals and you can't manage to pull a victory out, you're not worth winning anyway.
We
And
are
that was a
ready.
huge waste of funds if
We
you
are ready.
don't manage to pull that out. I'm backing them because they're our ideology now. If they take over these Enkethi worlds, who cares? Because they're just going to join our coalition and we're just going to diplomatically annex them. So it's just planning ahead. Jupiter Station is... yeah, it's fine. "41 months. Wow. More than 3 years until our next tradition. Population growth speed might actually be the best thing to get here. The greater good is reduces mineral cost of consumer goods used by our pops by 20%. That would give us a lot more minerals, so this would bounce back faster. But I think the growth speed is probably better. Just because it'll help us fill up all these new colony worlds we keep grabbing very excitedly. Who do we border now? Who dis? We now border the Dosi. Oh, yeah. No, we definitely do. Alright. So the only people left in our... I should have been integrating the Uridians, because the Uridians are the only ones left in our coalition. Once they're gone, we can hop into somebody else's coalition. Like, well, the Bride Axis isn't a bad choice. The Favorable Alliance seemed good, but now they're kind of dead. The Bright Alliance might be receptive. The Nyberite Alliance like us, at least. The Shiliak Corporate, a little less. Whatever. We've got time to make that happen. So we have a lot of minerals. I mean, I just threw 30,000 to the wind, so to speak, because the AI might not be able to bounce back from this. Are you building anything on Cardassia? Can I track that? Can I see? No, I can't see your starbase production. I can see your bombed out worlds and your destroyed buildings and your non-existent armies, so I can imagine how well this is going to go, especially because the Breen just had all that time to build up their navy. I'm not giving the Tholians a goddamn thing. They can burn. I do not care about the Tholians, but I would like to save the Cardassians. Nope, you were going all the way back to Earth. Still don't have the right tech to terraform geocrystalline worlds. I suppose we could colonize them, though I don't love that idea. The Second Fleet was the only one in friendly territory at the end of the war. No leadership change. Oh, the Uridians just aren't powerful enough to assume leadership. Yeah, you might say that. You could say that. We don't have a great number of ships, but the ships we have are pretty overwhelming in quality. That geocrystalline world, let's hand that off to Lambda Serpentis Prime. So you can have Tamayo, you can have Milna, McAdams, Cade, and I'm keeping Duckworth because it's size 25. Cottrell. Wait a minute, this is desert. It's there was once a civilization here, no more. Habitability is only 40%. So I guess we terraform it into an Arctic planet. Arid planet would be the cheapest thing, and we'll, once this is done... The Bright League are inviting the Tholians. I am the architect of my own destruction. Yep, I kind of drove them into your arms, huh? Extreme environment terraforming. Cool, cool. That would be very nice. Interstellar Stock Exchange is more energy, which would make the terraforming go off without a hitch. More leaders would be nice, as I want more. Baby, what is you doing? What is you doing? The Cardassian Union, having suffered a recent military defeat and in constant fear of the United Federation of Planets, the Cardassian Union has shocked the Quadrant, formally declared its membership in the Dominion. Of the Dominion. This is not in our interests. This is... I just gave you 30,000 of every resource, you fuck. Ready. Now you're at war with the Borg. A member world under the Dominion. A subjugated member of the oversight of the Dominion. A member of the Dominion pays energy and mineral tax. Also transfers any resources using Ketracel White production to the Dominion. They've researched 128% of their overlord's technologies. I'll support your independence. I'll help you against the Dominion. I'd rather you not get involved with the Borg. Fuck.
We are ready.
Fuck, you're at war with the Borg. Oh, no. No, no. Isn't that what I meant about getting closer to the Borg? Yep. Good. Good. Great. Great. Yep. Yep. God fucking damn it. That war was a mistake. I should have just stayed out of it. Should have stayed out of it. Should have just let the Zinkethi fall. Should have let the Breen get their teeth kicked in. And I should have just come around to it later. But instead...
We are ready.
That's a really good scripted event. I hate it because there's severe negative consequences for us with the Borg invading the Dominion. Or if the Dominion were strong, that would be horrifying as well. But it's still a very cool event because that's what happened in the Alpha Canon. Federation won a war against the Cardassian Union. The Cardassian Union was getting its ass kicked by the Klingons. They had a coup. Then the Dominion stepped in and took over. I just feel...
We are ready.
Oh. Displeased. Displeased. Can I... Yo, Dominion, can I declare war to free your shitty vassal? No, sorry, that's the Borg. Nope, not what I meant to do. I have to go in here. Wow, how did that not click that was... I can't, Yep. Yep. How's this war going? War exhaustion is 43% in favor, in the attacker. Earthquake. The unstable tectonic quakes of Kamara Prime have just violently shifted once again. Reports on the damage to the colony are starting to arrive. Oh no. God damn it. Food? Nah, why would we get food? We gotta really occupy this hospital. Gotta make this hospital a thing. The recent earthquake, which rocked Kamara Prime, caused no damage and serendipitously uncovered a batch of useful minerals. Oh, game, you are doing some frustratingly unpredicted things. Yeah, that's fine. I guess just leave it. It's in a sector, it's not my problem. It's only kind of my problem. Do I want to move north? I kind of want to move north, but for the sake of clean borders, let's just move in, eat all this up, and then move up. Because I want to get less ugly gaps in here. We haven't had a pirate show up in about 1,000,000 years, but still keeping the piracy risk low is probably still worth something. Probably worth keeping in mind. Oh, you're still going home. Well, you're adjacent. You'll be home soon. The House of Osto has decided to join the Interspecies Medical Exchange Program. Woo. Alright, Sagittarius A. You can have a starbase. Irradiated planet, yep. Go ahead and upgrade this. Give me a naval depot. Give me a naval logistics center. Naval depot. Synthetic dilithium manufactory. How much dilithium am I up to? 107. It appears that we still have one raw dilithium that can be refined. If I am correct, and I am, not to put too fine of a point on it, but I am correct about this, that last dilithium is on a world in the Sigma Draconis sector. Well, it's in the Sigma Draconis sector, so I should go to there to get it turned into something more useful. Okay, give me energy though. This is theory of gravity, don't care. Computer path, nah. Power, give me better power generation. Please, subspace tractor beam. A limitation to regular tractor technology has been the interference of subspace particles and radiation and affecting the beam coherence. By rapidly remodulating the beam to match the interference, it should increase the potency of the beam. Okay, game. I'm sorry. Quick end. Game shudders a little bit. Find somewhere with too much food. That was really easy. AD Leonis Prime is overproducing. This can turn into a mini mall. No. But you can have a trading center. Build the trading center. Put it somewhere else. Death of... Oh, 01001011 is dead. Well, that kind of sucks, but that's not a huge deal. Let's find another one that's overproducing. There may not be another one that's so heavily overproducing. Deneb Kaitos is overproducing by 18. Here, I'll pause here. You need recruit and fire. Give me an intellectual. Nope. Give me an into. Oh, this is in Kethi. Cool. Intellectual. Give. Sorry. Yeah, no, they are called intellectuals. Ooh, doctor. Give me a I said a intellectual. Ah, there we go, and I almost fired them just out of habit. There you go, you have an intellectual. Ah, you bastard, you sent me back. Was this... What was I just looking at? Was I just looking at AD Leonis Prime, or did we just wrap up AD Leonis Prime? No. Yes. Damn. Alright. It was... Deneb Kaitos? Yep, Deneb Kaitos 5. Ah, well, you're overproducing by 18, but you can't cut 18 anywhere. Fair enough. 14, 5, 11, 12, 10, 20, 20. Halleck. You've got to be able to cut something somewhere. But you're already making dilithium, so doubling down on that might be kind of shitty, he says, going over here. You're overproducing by 20. Really, both of these can go. Hell yeah. I'm about that. So, you won't even have an Interstellar Academy. God damn it. If you don't have an Interstellar Academy, then I don't feel right doubling down on that, because you gotta get some science in you, son. Alright, Halleck is a wash. That's fine. Caus Borealis has 17 too much. Nope. Nope, I can't cut 17. I can cut 18. Nope. 12, 5, 16. Myrtle. Myrtle. Be good to me. Be good to me. Yeah, hell yeah. Okay, I can cut one of these. Can I replace it with a science making facility? I can't! Wow, I've never been so excited to find out I can't have more science. There we go, last dilithium refinery. Fucking go. Get out of here. We'll just go ahead and take a look at the rest of these. Omicron Theta is already overproducing by 20. 19, 18, you're overproducing by 20, 19, 18, 17. You're overproducing by 17. So we'll go ahead and upgrade this. Upgrade this. Upgrade this. This is already upgrading, so I think these two can be replaced. Or I may be wrong about it and the total might come out negative, but whatever. How's your energy deficit? You are hemorrhaging energy, so instead of doing what I'd like to do and getting more minerals out of you, let's just give you some power plants. The Tarogan Empire has declared war on the Skrian Republic. The Skrian Republic were stupid and stayed independent. They didn't join any coalitions. And they're guaranteeing the independence of the Dominion in their war against the Borg. Right, just very stupid. Adros has now gotten the architectural interest trait. That's good. Yeah, that's very good. That's probably the next best thing you could have gotten. Good job. The Kremen Foundation has declared the Tarogan Empire their rival. Yep, that's fair. They did kind of ruin you. Did we just finish Omicron Theta? Yeah, I did. It's up to 21. Okay. Might not be that bad then. This is 13, 4, 11, 12, 4, 17. Steelman. You can cut production here, definitely. So I saw that you can still build something I want you to build. Have a trading center. Struve, you're overproducing by enough for me to cut this. Can I build something science-y here? Yes. Okay, the Sona Command are ascending. They're at 15%. Let's do high intensity. That'll kick things up a little bit. Trabano Prime is overproducing by 18. And they have the building of which we do not speak. Shame. Shame and dishonor. All around. Ooh, and get rid of this. Industrial replicator. Gross. 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 Trappist 1D is overproducing by 17. Means that you can switch to something more interesting. God damn it. Nope. You can switch to something more interesting. By that I mean a Paradise Dome. And you can actually switch to something interesting. God help me if I can't find it. Yeah, trading center. Yeah. This is a deal from you for no. Trappist D, Trappist F. We're overproducing by 22. So this and this can go. This can get replaced with the Paradise Dome. Yep, that I was assuming hadn't been built. You get replaced with our Stellar Academy. This disgusting building gets replaced by something. Give me unity, and you give me more science. Yep. Trappist 1H is pretty well underhand. Okay, yep. The rest of these are fine. And I can build... Can I build a new starbase, or is that just the starbase we're already building? I believe... Yeah, that's the starbase we're already building. Alright, well, it looks like the AI in the 5 days I handed them control didn't fuck over our sectors either. So I think it was worth fudging the game a little bit to help out the Tarogan actually win their unending war. That was a little silly. Hey. Hey. Don't you want to be independent?
We are ready.
Don't you? You're at war with the Rogan. Of course you are. I'm supporting your independence. I funded you constructing ships, like, really heavily. It'll take time for you to build ships, but you should be able to do it. Mega engineering. Alright, Metropolis. Unlocks building Metropolis. This produces society and prosperity. Combining living cities together to form one massive super conurbation? Conurbation? That's a new word. Conurbation. Canurbation. Wow, conurbation. Yeah, an extended urban area, typically consisting of several towns, merging with the suburbs of one or more cities. Excellent vocabulary word. Is now on the cusp of possibility as technology has advanced to the point where linked cities are almost one. So, prosperity is a thing we've kind of not talked about, we've glossed over. If I go over here to set default rights, full citizenship gives you this. Living standards. To get more living standards, you need to have more prosperity. I don't personally see the appeal because you spend more on consumer goods as you raise this up. Your populace gets happier, which is nice, but our populace is already fairly happy. So, why the fuck would I want to do this? Happiness gives good bonuses. I recognize that, but I don't see it. Oh, okay. Trade deal's timed out. We already have 35,000 minerals to throw around and influence we're short on, so let's go to the fleet manager. And we'll update our fleets. You reinforce. You reinforce. You reinforce. I can only afford to do... Yep, can't even afford to do anymore. So, you size up. You get bigger. You get bigger. There we go. See how that goes. The war system has a size 17 glacial planet in it. Well, that's not for me. That's for when we get the Breen. Presumably, if we get the Breen at this point. I'm sure we probably will. You idling over in Julian. Looks like Dosi Confederation's going for that. Just get Wilk. Can I see this? Yeah, we still have vision shared. Yeah, the Borg aren't taking these planets outright. They are just kidnapping populace. I wonder if that includes Jem'Hadar. Probably, seeing as... Oh, no, this is assimilated. This is absolutely assimilated. This is a Class Z planet now. Ooh, boy. The Borg are on course for matching us and possibly passing us, because they can just eat everyone around them, and we... Even when I have a protracted war trying to change someone's ideology, it still doesn't work the way I want it to. Well, whatever. Our fleet's got a tiny bit more experience through that. I learned that I really need to rethink how I'm using our armies. So it wasn't a complete waste of time. It did feel like mostly a waste of time, particularly because of the horrendous political environment it threw the Cardassian Union into. But it's okay. We can... Well, we're really out of shitty neighbors to pick on, right? The Orion Free States and the Beta Rigel Pact are about it. Oh, the Breen and the Zenkethi Coalition are independent. Are you two in a mutual defense pact then? Yeah, you're mutually defending each other. Yeah, you... Yeah, I could go to war with them next. But seeing as we're in a league with the Euridians probably only want to go to war with the Rigelians. And the Orions might be what they can be convinced to go to war with. The Sona, they might be into. Hell, the Metron, they might be convinced to, but all we can do is force them to embrace our ideology, and that won't do anything good or worthwhile, so not so exciting. Get Syraclis. Oh man, I need better energy production. We might not actually get better power plants for our ships. That's a very real possibility. And if that is the case, then I'm just gonna have to live with not being able to use subatomic temporal disruptors and Higgs inertial dampers. I think that the evasion is by far more worthwhile, but I'm still torn on it, to be honest. I'm quite torn on it. I could probably outfit some other ship. Actually, can anything except the heavy escort have those guns out there? Maybe not. It's looking like not. Well. I suppose I don't know what to do then. Why is our influence gain so terrible? Well, we've been integrating one by one all of our little vassals. We have been rapidly expanding up here pretty much non-stop, and I've been throwing influence away like it's candy, so pick an explanation, I suppose. There are many. Shay, do you have a... Yeah. I haven't been over here in a while. I suspected. Yeah, no Paradise Dome here. This gets mining network. This gets Paradise Dome. Upgrade that. This gets totally replaced. You get food here. You get minerals here. I need to make sure that the rest of these are correct. Ah, they're probably fine. Yep, that's okay. Alright, that looks good. Tribano. It's getting there. Engineering wing. Ooh. Well, that wrapped up. Okay, don't. So there's no power available. Transspatial sensor array. Research into advanced subspace physics has made it possible to detect tiny ripples which cause slight variability in subspace. These variations in the normal frequencies of subspace have never been able to be so accurately detected before. Application of this discovery has led to an even greater detection capability for long-range dedicated sensor arrays. None of the rest of these are power, so I'm okay with this. No doctors. No doctors. No doctors. Doctor. It's like Duck Duck Goose. It's a horrible game of Duck Duck Goose. Doctor, doctor, not a doctor. Oh, and I guess we really haven't had all that many events with pseudo-Wesley crushers either. Welcome back, voiceover guy. I'm like, why am I not getting notifications about this? Because I turned them off. Alright, next up, our harmonious ecological adaptation. While expanding our reach to strange new worlds, we've colonized several planets which are near unlivable for our people. Now we can modify the atmospheres of these planets to make them more habitable so our citizens can thrive. We'll unlock feature ecological adaptation. Allows us to terraform inhabited planets. Ah! Can I terraform geocrystalline now? I can! Oh boy. That's actually quite exciting. So geocrystalline seems like it would more quickly go to marshland. Say goodbye to all of our minerals. Or energy. Minerals aren't going anywhere, but energy sure is.
Construction complete.
Marshland. Nope, continental would be cheaper. So, adaptable goes to continental. Geocrystalline goes to marshland. Rocky, if I had to guess, Rocky probably goes to arid, right? Nope, Rocky just gets colonized. Alright, never mind. Irradiated. I'll be real with you, I don't know. Arctic? Well, that kind of makes sense. Sure, Arctic. Yeah, whatever. Adaptable. And I'm already out of energy. Good thing my income is so high. You two are going for that. Metzler is close enough to grab. Looking at our minerals, I have enough to reinforce another fleet. Actually, I almost have enough to reinforce 2 fleets. I'm actually tempted to rename our fleets in descending order of their appearance. So make this the first fleet, this the second, this the third, this the fourth, this the fifth, this the sixth, this the seventh. Just because the order is bothering me.
Construction complete.
Okay. I have to type in the words literally. 4th. Alright, now you... Well, literally. Literally is not the right word for that. I have to type in the actual word. Excuse you? Excuse you. Oh, I hit cancel. There we go. 3rd. This isn't going to get confusing at all. 2nd. 1st. 4th. And 5th. Oh, that's better. That's such a nitpicky thing to get tied up on, but that was driving me crazy. So I think adaptable, you're best suited to continental, right? Yeah, you are. Okay. Let's give you a Hawking Observatory, Orbital Science Center, throw down some naval depots, get down tonight. Naval Depot. Orbital Manufactory, I think, is the icing on the cake here. Or the cherry on top. Yeah. Resource Silo is actually kind of tempting as well in order to let us build an entire fleet at once from our reserves, but nah, that's not necessary.
Construction complete.
Wilk. Build mining and research stations. Build mining and research stations. Ah, right. I assigned somebody to do that. Can I? Nope. I can't get that, though. I'm terrified of the Cardassians getting attacked by the by the Borg. If that were to happen, would it be worth it to preemptively declare war on the Borg and take out their ships within our space? Maybe, but it doesn't look like they have ships in our space. Yeah, actually, it looks like their fleets are mostly tied up in just orbiting and kidnapping pops right now. Goddamn, 25.9k. These could take on one of our fleets, and fairly well at that. You have transwarp conduit, warp speed 130%. I think transwarp is still faster than that, though the jump time is far worse. Okay, wow, that to hit and tracking is ridiculous.
War has broken out.
Between the Husnock and Gorn hegemony. We could get involved, but it's not worth it. These penetrate our shields and do obscene amounts of damage to our armor. You have a fuck ton of armor. Armor. Hull and armor regen. So against the Borg, it's looking like armor penetration is the way to go. With that in mind, what do you got? No. No? Not a good start. Armor damage? Probably, but armor penetration would be even better. Okay, so either photon torpedoes do 25% additional armor damage, gravimetric do 50%. That's substantial. What's your power use? Higher power usage, but tempting. These do 125% armor damage. Yeah, when it comes to fighting the Borg, it's worth cutting these to give them subatomic temporal disruptors, just to let them tear through the Borg. I think it's worth it. I don't really know. So the Husnock are at war with the Gorn, which means the House of Alsto and the Romulans are also in that war. That is not the map mode I wanted. The Suliban might have gotten called back into it. Did they?
Complete.
They did, the Suliban. This might be it for the Suliban. By May, I mean this is it for the Suliban. Okay.
Construction complete.
Alright. Let's take a look. Take a look at my armies. Merge you boys together. Boys and girls and weird Titanic creatures. I still have one Deep Strike Commando too. You know what? Deep Strike Commandos? You're dead to me. Deep Strike Commando 2? Cannot form a fleet which is partially transport. Excuse you? Yes, I can. Okay, so we have Titanic Beasts, telekinetic armies, mobile energy artilleries, and deep strike commandos. Of these, it looks like twice as many telekinetic armies survived as deep strike commandos, though I think the ratio wasn't 1-to-1. Most of the mobile energy artillery survived, all of the Titanic Beasts survived. The Titanic Beast surviving is telling. So, oh, this is going to be exhausting. Oh, and you can't see... You can't see the planet modifiers on here, can you? Okay, if I remember correctly, Eta Serpentis has Titanic Beasts, and where to find them on it, right? Boy, Titanic life. Did I build all the Titans I can build here? I think so. I can't just search for Titanic wife, can I? Fuck. I think the next one was Omicron Theta or somewhere relatively nearby. He says, being wrong about it. Alright. Let's find the Titans. Nope, 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 nope. Oop, Eta Serpentis Prime, which is what I'm already directly controlling and just checked. Yeah, but I recognize the icon, so that's helpful. I'm looking for mountain and mountain and giant in the distance. Damn. Okay, we have at least one more. I know that we got that event chain twice. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I'm about to do. If only there were an easier way to check this. Nope, not 61 Ursa Majoris. Let's unpause the game so we can keep making money. Not 70 Virginis. Nope. Nope. There are at least two, because I know I use Titans to kill the Titans on the Titan planet. Because one got rebels. It might be that they got rebels and I can't recruit Titans on Eta Serpentis Prime because of that. Beta Prime A. Man, a lot of our planets have prolonged drought on them. I suppose they are arid and savanna for the most part. Savannah for the most part, but still. Wow, we are 10 minutes out from wrapping up for today. Goal? Find the fucking Titans. I'd have to jump back to like episode 10. No, it was closer to the 20s probably. Yeah, it definitely was. Dawn, no. Didn't have Kaitos 2, nope. Didn't have Kaitos 3. Alex, in the future, it may behoove you to name your planets something more memorable if they have an important deposit on them, say like Titans. Or, if they have a certain species on them that is not... Dosaria Prime. Dosaria Prime. Remember Dosaria Prime. I need to colonize this. I need to colonize this with something... Tell me about my marshland species. If I'm doing this the way I have been doing it, we give it to the Morale. Yeah, I don't want to overthink this. Let's just give... Dosaria. Dosaria was the other one. Dosaria. Dosi. Yeah. Dosaria. I am going back to Dosaria. This is marshland. I don't actually want the Dozy. God damn it. Dosaria. The Morale. The game crashed. That's on future Alex to remember. I'll make a note to find the Titans. In fact, I'll do that off screen because that's really tedious, and I'll name it Titans Live Here or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap up recording for the night. I was just saying, wow, we almost made it an hour without a crash. Good job, game. Bad job, game. Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, there will be more up tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. Make sure to comment, share, like, subscribe, all that silly engagement stuff. If you were watching on Twitch, thanks for hanging out as well. I will be back tomorrow, probably with something besides Stellaris. I haven't decided what yet, but the Stellaris backlog on YouTube is getting pretty long. Yeah. Toodaloo, YouTube.